So this video is for Rachel and for all the children that are around. Um, March Against Monsanto, genetically modified food, uh, labeling. That's what you're going for, and now I understand that you wanted to have your food labeled. Um, I'm just hoping we can see eye to eye, seeing that I'm not in the position like you are to get information out there, but switch it. Don't play around with labeling. It's just a way to take your attention away, to take your energy away. That's what I see, just for the simple fact that they have a law that they can lie to you. All corporations do, every single one of them. And hopefully what you can take from this video is something that you can seriously do, and that's tap water. That's GMO tap water. All that GMO food is getting flushed down the toilet and through the body and the hydrological water cycle. And we'll get to all that. But all these little things are just to trigger you to stop movement. Think about the markers, like all the markers used to make up a sign. $1.19, $2.19 for each one of those markers, times how many people. You could be using that for a garden, and I'm not going there right now. We're just going to stick with the water. But to show you on labeling, it's a joke. It's a joke, and listen to the words, because it's the exact same thing. Exact same thing. It's genetically modified food, and they have a right to lie. Instead of taking that effort and try to make them labeling stuff, if you look down on how many likes there are for March Against Monsanto, and I'm not picking on you guys at all, I'm just looking at the numbers. You take that and times it by $1, that's $219,000 right there. Take that and build a garden and let people rest and heal. They will get the ideas. We're just not there yet, but this is stuff that we can see.
Of a corporation's right to lie in that very same year. In 1998, two investigative reporters, Jane Aker and Steve Wilson, working for a local Fox affiliate, produced a series on how a synthetic hormone known as bovine growth hormone, or BG8, routinely given to cattle down in Florida, well, all over the country in fact, could be causing cancer in America, and not in Europe where it had been banned. But since the local Fox station, owned by Rupert Murdoch's News Corp, forced Aker and Wilson to rewrite the story several times, until finally it was just an outright lie that was pretty much consistent with Monsanto's PR. Even though Europeans had banned the stuff here, we shouldn't worry, we should just be happy. But Aker and Wilson refused to tone it down. They believed as journalists it was their job to tell the public the truth about what's in their milk. So the Fox TV station fired them. And Aker and Wilson fired back by suing the Fox TV outlet for wrongful termination, and a jury of 6 of their peers unanimously agreed with Aker and Wilson and awarded them $425,000 in damages. The jury found that, quote, Fox acted intentionally and deliberately to falsify or distort the plaintiff's news reporting on BGH, end of quote. Case closed? Not so fast. In 2003, just as the Supreme Court was dismissing the Nike case, Fox News was appealing its own case. And sure enough, that year, an appeals court reversed the lower court's ruling and claimed that, as a corporation, Fox had the right to lie. And not only that, it had the right to force its reporters to lie with the threat of firing them if they don't comply. That decision still stands today, which means right now, Fox can tell its reporters to lie to protect corporate and political friends and interests, and those reporters must comply or else they'll get fired. And by the way, it's not just Fox. This is true of every media corporation in America. And as
Yeah, I'm so glad he put that in there. Because what he meant to say was all corporations have a right to lie. It's called corporate personhood. It doesn't say news media, corporate personhood. It's all corporations. That means your lottery, your colleges, everything with a corporation on it has a right to lie. Even you. Check out your ID, your social security, all capital letters. That's another game to play to get you away from making a garden. Because that don't make nothing. It don't. All it does is goes, oh look, see, I got a document. See, I was right. I was ready to make right. But no garden and no good water to drink. And that's what we're taking from this. I'm hoping, because I want you to hear the words, and I'm gonna probably play it a couple times just so you can hear it.
Well, we have news for them. In fact, a lot of your exposure to many of the chemicals comes from the simple act of showering in them. So some of these more volatile pollutants come in through your skin. There are over 116,000 human-made chemicals. We have no idea how they interact. We are becoming experiments for these synthetic chemicals. And when the liver takes these chemicals out of our bodies, what happens? They get flushed down the toilet. And then they go into the aquifer. And then they go into our rivers and streams. We take the water from the rivers and streams, and we put it into our public water supply systems, and we're drinking it again.
All those pharmaceuticals, all those cosmetics, all the stuff that's in there, you know what? It's changing the chemistry in our bodies, and it's hurting us.
Okay, so I'm not gonna play it over again. You heard it. Okay, 1,116 man-made chemicals. That's GMO water. That's GMO tap water. Okay, now let's think about this even longer. Babies are growing in that right now. That is available at all schools in your bubbler. Food is made with that and sits on a shelf. Um, that is sprayed on your produce, and viruses are neither dead or alive. All they need is light to reactivate. Um, History on gravediggers. Gravediggers know this as well. Barry Trower is a microwave expert. He works for free. But now I hope you can kind of see what I'm kind of getting at. Yeah, GMO labeling, not going to happen. But you can ask if they make their products with tap water. Do you think eliminating 116,000 man-made chemicals plus 51 known by the EPA and unregulated? I know I sound like an infomercial. Do you think reducing that from a developing child is going to have an improvement? Not to mention not how I drank coffee when I was a kid, but not to mention the coffee you get at the gas station, the pancake that they get down at the store, putting tap water in there, mixing up pancakes. I used to be a cook, so um, with all that in play, and then on top of it, fountain soda, which I looked into, is yeah, to save money, you can run your cold line tap through, and then it sprays in the bubbly stuff, and fun. Okay, now I want to make this a double one, so we're going to go on to the guy who talks about vitamins.
Ultimately, we need a long-term study to determine if it's safe for not only our ecosystem but our health as well.
Yeah. But Rachel, we're in a long-term study. You're eating genetically modified food, whether you like it or not.
We're the lab rats.
Exactly. And we have been for decades. And I think what I'm trying to get at about your point of view, and look, everybody has the right to have one, but to say that there's no merit to having science try and make yields better or foods better or help people's problems on a dietary basis sounds a little extreme. And
Okay, that's fine. I know you're a loving being. I know you are. But yeah, that's too much, because the variables that are intact to each one of those plants are too much for us to handle, because there's too many variables in there. There's no straight line of love. There's a good intent, and then there's a profit line, and you have those two in there. your outcome will never be correct. It just ain't gonna happen. Um, and yeah, we already can see that we are not doing well. Seeing that we've been doing this for a long time, do you think it had any mental impact on us at all? I'll give you a little bit to decide on that. I think it did because right now we allow tap water to be taken in and we allow babies that didn't do anything to grow in 116,000 man made chemicals. Do you think the GMO is having an effect on us? Wait, there's more. That's a big one. And then we're going to go even farther. We're going to make products out of that and continuously eat them 3 times a day and think nothing of it. Then we're going to add this product into orange juice, lemonade, good things. And we're still not going to go, oh, hey, we should really look into that. Oh, better yet. And then we're going to spray it on our fruits and vegetables. And then we're gonna even go even farther yet. We're gonna design a new thing so you feel healthy and good. We're gonna come up with a non-GMO product, but we're gonna use tap water to make it. Now, when you talk about food and you talk about vitamins, because you talked about the blindness part, and I wasn't gonna put that in there, but when you look at that right there as a world-based food, this has enough vitamins and minerals to sustain life, and it grows everywhere. And my concept is there's so many growers out there, and I know you can clip off everything during your harvest, and you could leave some foliage on there. And if there was, I don't like putting words there, but you could regenerate that and put it back into vegetational state, or induce seeding on a branch or whatever and donate it. I mean, you guys remember the musical Oliver Twist? And I was trying to look at it to see if it was, but that's what gruel was. Hemp seed and water. And when you take hemp seed and you add a little bit of water to it and you blend it up, it turns into milk. And that's what I'm going to probably do uh, in the next couple of months. Hopefully tips coming in really good, hopefully. Because I'd like to get active seeds to do this, not store-bought ones, because eradication, and they can say, oh no, it's not, because it's perfectly legal to do. You can lie. But yeah, that right there, yeah, that's huge. You can make peanut butter out of it, like a nut paste or whatever, and no THC, no nothing, no, just protein, severe protein. And I've been trying to get the
Discover
whole
how the
thing on
hemp
it.
seed could again become a basic world food, and how no other single plant seed contains virtually all the nutritional elements necessary to maintain healthy human life.
So you have all that. Why do we need GMO again? Oh, I hope it's not money. I really hope it's not money. But anyways, what are we at here? We're at 13 minutes and 58 seconds. Okay, so hopefully we can get all GMO people, all of them, to say, okay, you keep your labeling, but I want to ask you, is your product made with tap water? But I don't think you're going to hear me, because tap water, that stuff is flowing through your whole body. Through your whole body. Anywhere between 70 and 90%. And I'm going to try to talk to someone who's on 116,000 man-made chemicals. Unknown what they do, interacting with each other. Unknown what the repercussions of taking something off a shelf. It's been sitting in tap water for 6 months plus. I don't know. Now I'm thinking of like the dog drinking it now. Well, anyways, I hope you can take this at the end of this. 3 states: flight, fright, and stare. Don't stay in them. Get out of them. Kids' Right to Know Peace. It's on my YouTube channel. It's meditation. I don't know. Is it just me, or is it okay to give 116,000 man-made chemicals to a growing child? Plus the 51 known by the EPA, unregulated. Oh yeah, I gotta throw that part in there. Like, seeing it's unregulated, so let's say someone goes out and sprays their field with tap water. So where'd the E. coli come from? Did it come from the tap water? Because you only need light to reactivate it. Yeah, that's enough of my spiel. 16.